Okay, let me tell you about something that gets left out every time people talk about voting like it's just a civic hobby. Because in Ocoee, Florida, in 1920, a black man tried to vote and the town responded with violence. Not outrage, not a debate. Violence. This happened on election day. A black farmer named Mose Norman showed up to vote. He wasn't new to this. He had attempted to vote before. And white officials in the area already resented the fact that he kept insisting on his right to do so. When he arrived, he was turned away. Some accounts say that he was told he hadn't paid a poll tax. Others say that officials just outright refused him. Either way, the message was the same. And instead of it ending there, it escalated fast. Another man became a target, Julius July Perry. He was a respected black community leader and an advocate for voting rights. That alone was enough. By that evening, white mobs had formed. And this part matters. This wasn't random chaos. Law enforcement did not stop it. Local authorities didn't protect anyone. The mob moved deliberately through the black community. Homes were burned. At least one black church was set on fire. People were shot. Families fled to nearby swamps and woods to survive the night. We still don't have an exact death toll. Official records minimized the violence. Eyewitness accounts were either ignored or dismissed. Most historians agree that at least dozens of black residents were killed, with estimates ranging from the low dozens upward. The uncertainty itself is also a part of the harm. See, July Perry was captured. He was shot multiple times. Then he was lynched for trying to vote. His body was left on display, not just to punish him either, but to send a message about the cost of political participation. Mose Norman escaped. He disappears from the local historical record shortly afterward, likely because he fled the state. And that disappearance isn't incidental. The goal was not just to hurt people, right? It was to remove black people from Ocoee entirely. And that's exactly what happened. After the massacre, Ocoee became effectively all white for decades. Black families were driven out. Property was seized or abandoned. An entire community was erased. So when people say, why didn't they just vote anyway? Or voting is safe, nobody's stopping you. This is why Black Americans hear that differently, okay? Because sometimes voter suppression wasn't a form. It wasn't a rule. It wasn't a technicality. It was arson. It was bullets. It was terror. The Ocoee Massacre wasn't about one election. It was about teaching Black people that democracy came with consequences, and that white power got to decide what those consequences were. And once you understand that, it's a lot harder to pretend that this history